When working the wrist, it's super important to understand that the musculature of the hand goes through the wrist, and the musculature of the forearm also goes through the wrist. And then the fascia goes through everything. So you kind of have to hit it all to really open the wrist. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take one of the small claw blasters, either the Face or the Master Blaster, and we're gonna prep the tissue. So you just start very light, and you're gonna be working all the way from the elbow down to the fingertips. Remember that your hand only has a thin layer of tissue, so don't bang the blood vessels into the hand with the blaster. It's a very light and fast motion here. And the claws are perfect for actually straddling the fingers, and you want to do each and every one of them on the top, and we're going to go do it on the bottom as well. You'd be surprised how much tension people hold in their actual fingers. Too much keyboarding. Remember, the prep session is to flush blood to the area, so we're really looking either for a warm sensation or turning a little red in color. So I'm already there. I'm going to flip over, and we're going to work the other side into the elbow, down to the wrist. This is one of the best places to work the wrist because you're actually using the claws to run down the sides of the carpal tunnel. And then we're going to move into the hand. And again, we want to get each and every finger nice and prepped. And I just love the Face Blaster for this. It was like it was meant for fingers and toes. And don't forget the actual surface of the hand. Any of you that spend too much time on your phone or your computer, this is going to end up being your best friend. Okay. Once we've prepped the tissue, we're going to go back with larger claws. I'm going to use the Mini 2, but you could use the original or the Mini 1. And we're going to actually work into the myofascial tissue, which means you're going to be pushing harder this time. Again, nice, brisk, fast movement, and go to the point that you can feel yourself being met by some resistance, but not pushing through super, super tight barriers here. You'll make quicker gains if you do it consistently and lighter than you will digging in hard on your first couple of sessions. And I'm going to just lightly do the hand, and really more I'm just kind of using two of the prongs to get into the wrist. The hand just doesn't have a lot of muscle on it, so there's not much to blast there. Then we're going to repeat the same thing on the other side, remembering that we do recommend 2 to 5 minutes per area. So this is just the tutorial of how to do it. If you have a really tight wrist, you might be doing this for 30 minutes, and that's great. Or you may only be able to tolerate a minute, and that's fine too. All right, that's the good stuff, guys. Now, when we go back, you can either use the Nugget, the Mini 1, or the Mini 2. And this is where we're really looking for the trigger points. So I want to point out the ones that I normally see, which is the carpal tunnel. So the carpal tunnel runs right here. So you're going to go in and just poke and wiggle, wiggle. So you can do it at both sides of the carpal tunnel. You can also come in, use the poke and wiggle, wiggle technique between every single finger. On both sides you can do this. And when you were body scanning during your fascia blasting session, if there was anywhere where you felt an abnormal amount of tension, you can use the poke and wiggle, wiggle technique there as well. Remember, it is for muscles and basically any place that you have a trigger point. And for the radius and ulna, they're located right here in the arm. We even tend to see a buildup of fascia where it's a literal chunk right here. You just want to go right in the middle and go all the way from the elbow down to the wrist. These are highly, highly effective techniques